Hey everyone, so today's video is actually the intro for a PANtastic palette, and I've never done a PANtastic palette before. When I first started YouTube, I tried a Pan Those Eyeshadows project and it did not work out at all. I really am not good at hitting pan in eyeshadows, but I want to increase the amount of pan that I have in my eyeshadow palette collection this year. So I really wanted to just try a PANtastic palette. This may not end up going for the whole year. I'll just sort of see how it goes and continue depending on it. And I may just sort of end up very slowly panning this palette. So my PANtastic palette for 2022 is going to be the Laura Lee and Violet Voss palette. You probably already saw it in the thumbnail. And I'm not really sure exactly how I want to do this. I do already have a couple pans in this product or in this palette. I have this pan in the shade Basic and then also that pan in the shade Sugar. And I'm very close to hitting pan on the shade Tickled Pink. So as you can see, it does have a good amount of use, but there's not huge dips going in a lot of the shades. So I'm not sure exactly like the best way to do this, obviously, because I've never done a PANtastic palette. So this is going to be very experimental. And I feel like I just want to almost organically reach for this palette. So I feel like it might be a little bit slow going, especially at the beginning, because I do have a few eyeshadows in projects right now. And I'm also doing the No Pan Left Behind project this year. So I will also have sort of an intro video for that project coming up. But I am really excited to work on this palette. And I actually completely forgot to say, this is a collaboration with the PANtastic Ladies Collabs group on Facebook. So make sure to go check out that group if you want some really good panning ideas. But you can also join these projects without being a part of that group. I will have everything listed and linked down below in the description box. So if you want to join this project, feel free to join. The sort of prompt for our PANtastic palette this year is size matters. So it's sort of like a big bulky palette in your collection, and this is one of the biggest palettes in my collection. Obviously it is 20 shades. So I have one other palette, the BH Cosmetics Nouveau Neutrals, that I was debating on, but I just decided to go with this one because this is one of the oldest palettes in my collection, if not the oldest palette. So I wanted to get some good use out of this. I feel like I was thinking I would kind of declutter this at the end of the year just because it is so old in my collection, but I sort of have an attachment to this palette and I really love the formula and all of the shades in here. So I'm not sure, depending on where we're at the end of the year or when I finish off this project, I may or may not end up decluttering this palette. This was one of the first more high-end palettes that I brought into my collection, so it kind of just holds a special place in my heart, and it is one of the oldest palettes in my collection. And this is just a beautiful color story I feel like you can use for every day. You can also get some bold looks out of here too, so I do really love that. I feel like these pans are relatively deep, so it may take me a while to hit pan in a lot of these, especially the matte shades. I feel like it's a lot easier to hit pan in metallic shades than it is in matte shades. I kind of struggle to hit pan in matte shades actually, but I don't know. I feel like it's going to be a challenge, definitely, but I'm hoping to make a good amount of progress on this. So I guess I will set some goals for my next update. Obviously, I have pan in these two shades, so I guess I will just continue to work on those two shades. But like I said, I do have some eyeshadows in projects, so I'm not necessarily going to be dipping into this a ton. And then probably once I roll those eyeshadows out of those projects, the ones at least I'm trying to pan, I probably won't roll many other eyeshadows into projects just because I know I'm doing this PANtastic palette. So I feel like throughout the year it may move, like at first it might move a little bit more slowly, but then hopefully as we get later into the year, you guys will see a little bit more progress. So I definitely want to hit pan in the shade Tickled Pink right here, just because I am so close to that pan already, and it's a really easy, just light lid shade. So I think that is going to be my main goal, is to hit that one pan, just because I am also panning so many other eyeshadows. I obviously want to keep making progress on the shade Basic. That's just an easy lid setting shade. So I feel like I would eventually finish this off. Obviously by the end of the year, I want to at least have that finished. And then I guess I just want to play around with all of the shades in here, just figure out which ones I like over others and which ones I actually want to focus on to try to hit pan on, because some of these have a good amount of use, but some of them have almost no use. So I feel like for the first month, I just want to play around with this a little bit. And actually, I'm going to be doing updates every other month, just because if I do monthly updates, I feel like you're really not going to see much progress. So I'm going to be doing updates every other month, even though I think they're technically supposed to be every month. I just feel like I won't be able to make much progress in 1 month. And if I do it every other month, it'll be sort of more satisfying progress. So let me know what specific shades you guys, that was not English. Let me know what specific shades you guys think I should try to hit pan on first, or which ones I should work on. I really can't talk today, but like I said, the matte shades are pretty difficult to hit pan on for me in general, but this shade Britches has a decent dip going in there, so I feel like I could try to work on that one a little bit more as well, but it's a mid-tone brown. I feel like mid-tone browns are really difficult to hit pan on. I also obviously just want to get some more use out of these metallic shades and just work on all of the shades in general. So for this first couple of months, I feel like I'm not really going to be focusing on one specific shade, just sort of experimenting with this a little bit. So this was obviously a shorter video, a pretty short video, and a lot of these intros for these projects coming up are going to be pretty short videos, but as we get going, hopefully like when I'm going over each shade in the palette for the updates, those are going to end up being pretty long. So it's really just the intros to projects I feel like end up being really short, but now I'm just rambling. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you're as excited as I am to watch me pan this palette. I feel like it might be a little bit of a struggle, but we'll see how we do. Let me know if you are doing a pan that palette or panning any eyeshadows in 2022. I would really love to check out your guys' videos and chat with you down below in the comments. Also, if you did enjoy this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. I do post new videos 3 times a week, so if you want to see more from me, make sure to subscribe and don't forget to hit that bell icon to get notified every time I post. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.